Good morning, Wheeling High School. What is poppin'? It is Ethan here from WCAT News, and these are your morning announcements for May 3rd, 2020. Today we've got a segment from Jeremy Cohen for our weather time. We've got the movie and show reviews with the LaCases. But first, we've got our stuck-at-home sports with me, Ethan. Welcome back to Stuck at Home Sports. I'm Ethan once again, and today our top story is J.B. Pritzker, our governor, has officially reopened one of our sports to the public. That's right, starting today, May 1st, all golf courses will officially reopen. J.B. Pritzker announced last week that the golf course is an essential business and that they're officially going to be allowed to reopen. Although, with all this reopening, you still must follow all social distancing guidelines and J.B. Pritzker's new strict safety guidelines for golfing. These guidelines include only being able to golf with groups of 2, no golf carts, so you have to carry all your tees and all your clubs to every single hole. The tee times will be split every 15 minutes so that people don't really interact with each other that much. There'll be no touching of any of the flags, and then there will be foam put inside the holes. Yes, inside the holes, so that the ball doesn't really fall, but it kind of lays on top of the hole. So you're not really hitting into a hole, but you're kind of doing the same thing. It's still something for us to get outside, in my opinion. And despite all these guidelines, we will take anything that we will get. Now it's time for Last Dance Review. In this week's episodes 3 and 4 of The Last Dance, they centered around Dennis Rodman and the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons. Just when you thought this series couldn't get any better, they just continued to find a way to raise the bar. These 2 episodes were by far one of my favorites because learning about Dennis Rodman, who already is a unique person by himself with his hair and all, and this series just keeps getting better. But once again, if you don't believe me, listen to my peers.
Episodes 3 and 4 of The Last Dance were very great in my opinion. The 3rd episode talked about how Dennis was a Piston, later traded to the Bulls, how the Bulls reacted. Very great episode. Episode 4 talked about the bad boy Pistons, the Bulls' old coach, Doug West, before Phil Jackson. And it was a great episode. Talked about how the Bulls finally got over the bad boy Pistons after all those years. And yeah, just both episodes were very enjoyable.
And I liked them. I liked how they featured Dennis Rodman. You know, they really showed his game, what he came from, how he improved as a player, how he was freaking weird. And then the funniest part, or my favorite part of the episode, was when Rodman went to Vegas, and he was supposed to only go for 2 days, but he stayed there for obviously more than 2 days, which I thought was pretty funny.
I think the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance have been really interesting. It was really interesting to see how Phil Jackson was taking the ball out of Michael Jordan's hands, which I don't think any of the other coaches would have done that in the NBA at that time, but it ended up winning them a championship when he kept on feeding the ball to John Paxson. He was just hitting shots the whole game, and it ended up winning them a championship.
It's fantastic. I've been watching with my brother. It's the only really sports thing that's at least keeping me sane, so I'm really happy that we have this. But overall, it was really good. Some of the stuff I knew about Dennis Rodman, some of the crazy stuff, but some of the other crazy stuff he did in Vegas and the 48-hour vacation to Vegas, I had no idea about. So that was really cool to learn about. Overall, it's cool because we get to learn not only, at least for me, not about a fantastic basketball team and a great group of basketball players, but we also get to learn more about who they were as people, and also I get to learn about a championship team I never got to see.
Thank you guys for those interesting responses, to say the least. But I hope all you viewers by now are convinced that this series is amazing, and I hope you guys find a way to go tune in, especially this Sunday. Episodes 5 and 6 are coming out. And other than that, thanks for tuning to Stuck at Home Sports. I'm Ethan, and I'll send it over to Jeremy Cohen for some weather time.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Cohen, and it's weather time.
It's weather time with Jeremy Cohen.
Thank you, Ethan, and thank you for tuning in to Weather Time with Jeremy Cohen. Now, as you can see here, it is raining. And throughout the week is going to be light showers-ish, kind of like this right here. Now for the weekend, again, 10 to 20-ish% chance of rain, and it might get up to the 70s. I don't know, we'll see. Now for the week of May 3rd, 2020, again, common themes throughout the week. Light rain, or it may not. It's kind of one of those things where you don't know until it's happening. Point A, and the temperatures will be ranging from like 40-ish to around 60-ish. Now on Monday, May 4th, 2020 is National Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. The weather for there will be around 50-ish degrees. Perfect weather to go outside if you like brisk weather, but perfect weather to stay inside to watch all the Star Wars movies. So now here is Jurgen the Popcorn Man with the fact of the day. Yoda from Star Wars was originally supposed to be played by a monkey. Thank you, Jurgen, and thank you for tuning in to Weather Time. Now here is Lauren with This Week in History.
Welcome to Looking Back with WCAT, where I show you events in history that happened on today's date. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled on the Hernandez versus Texas case, and this is the first case where Mexican-American lawyers presented a case in the Supreme Court. Peter Hernandez, a Mexican-American agricultural laborer, was convicted of murder in Jackson County, Texas. His legal team, the League of United Latin American Citizens, appealed this case. Jackson County had a large Hispanic population, yet none of the past 6,000 jurors that had served on a case in Jackson County had a Hispanic last name. Hernandez's team argued that the Hispanic Americans had been blocked from serving, and this violated the 14th Amendment, which at the time had only applied to African Americans. And this case went to the Supreme Court, where on May 3rd it was ruled that the 14th Amendment applies to all minorities. This expanded rights for other minorities in the U.S. This case is extremely important, yet it's almost unheard of. If you care to look at my sources, here they are. Up next, we have movie and TV review.
What's up, Wheeling? We're back again for another movie and TV show recommendation. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Emmie. Today I'm going to be recommending to you The Office. Now I know you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, how unoriginal. But you know what? I've watched that series so many times, I know every word of it, but it never gets old. The Michael and Toby feuds, the Jim and Pam toboggle, the everything. Kevin spilling the chili. Oops, I said a spoiler. It's okay. It's unbelievable. It's so funny. So you guys, I really want you to watch it. Please watch it. Do it for Michael.
All right.
On to you.
I'm very
passionate about that subject.
Very nicely. That was put very nicely.
Thank you.
All right, so the movie that I'm recommending this week is Avengers Infinity War. If you've seen Marvel films, if you're a fan of Marvel, you've probably seen this movie a million times. I know I have. You get to see all of your favorite characters all in one movie, teaming up to fight the big bad guy, Thanos. Yikes.
I actually took a quiz, and out of the 15 characters that I could be most like, Thanos was last, so that's good.
Well, it's kind of bad that he was on there.
Well, it wasn't.
Okay,
it
doesn't matter. Well, this movie, it's fun, it's action-packed, it only causes slight trauma.
Slight trauma. Only.
Still recovering.
So.
But it's fine.
Yeah. Alright, well.
It's a great movie,
yeah. So, this has been your weekly recommendations. I'm Emmie.
And I'm Peyton.
And you stay classy, Wheeling High School. I got number one as Chris Pratt.